Hello, I'm Cheryl Williams, an Associate Director in the Office of Research and Project Administration, ORPA. And I'm your guide for a short presentation on the University of Rochester Proposal Sign-Off Form. It might be helpful if you pull down a copy of the sign-off form before we begin. Ready? Okay. The university sign-off form must be completed and submitted to ORPA after the necessary signatures have been obtained and prior to proposal submission. The sign-off form is an internal document and is not submitted to the funding sponsor. Starting at the top of the page where all the identifying information for the proposed project goes, begin with the name of the principal investigator for the project. Include the numerical equivalent, the company and cost center, and the name of the PI's department and school or college. If this is a multiple PI proposal where there'll be more than one PI on the project, check the multiple PI box and include the name of the other PI. Project sponsor means the name of the funding source, such as NSF, NIH, the New York State, Monroe County, or even another university, not a mentor or a guide or that kind of sponsor. The project title must be accurate, complete, and match the title provided to all the other departments and compliance offices involved in the project, such as UCAR for animals, RSRB for humans. Award mechanisms such as the R01, career, IDEA, apply primarily to federal and other governmental types of proposals. There are lots of proposals that don't have award mechanisms with a specific name. Proposal type indicates whether the proposal is new, first submitted to the sponsor, a continuation of an already approved multi-year project, a supplement to a current project, a resubmission of a previously rejected proposal, or a renewal, which is often a submission of a competing continuation of a formally funded project. Checking purpose allows for categorization of the type of proposal being submitted. Is it research with no human use involvement, or clinical research with human use? Is it training for students or faculty, a fellowship, service, or something else? If you're having difficulty fitting your PI's proposal into one of these choices, talk to your PI and talk to your ORPA RA for more guidance. Is the proposal on or off campus? Most sponsored project activities are on. In order to be off, more than 50% of the designated research effort per year must be conducted in space not owned by the university and not otherwise paid for by the university from university funds. The next section is administrative and policy considerations. This section must be completed by the PI because the PI is the one who will be certifying to the accuracy, completeness, and truth of every answer. Of course, you or your PI may ask your ORPA RA for information, but the PI must be the one answering the questions. In fact, it is stated right above the signature block. In signing below, the principal investigator certifies that the above is accurate and complete to the best of the PI's knowledge. This certification must also include the signatures of all investigators at the university who are listed in Section A on page 3 of this form. In addition, the PIs understand that any false, fictitious, or fraudulent statements or claims made in the accompanying submission may subject the PI personally to criminal, civil, or administrative penalties. The PI agrees to accept responsibility for the scientific conduct of the project and to provide the required progress report if a grant is awarded as a result of this application." Unquote. After the PI signs, the department chair must sign in order to show support of the project and that the department has the individuals, the facilities, and equipment to accomplish the work. If the proposal is more than $250,000 in direct costs in any year, or requires a waiver of indirects or renovations, cost sharing, or any other deviation from the normal university's processes, the dean's signature will be required. On page 2 of the sign-off form are checkboxes and signature lines for SMH space use, the use of the vivarium, the Clinical Research Center, and the Department of Biostatistics. There are also checkboxes for the Institutional Biosafety Committee, the IBC, and use of OSHA-recognized carcinogens. In the middle of the second page are spaces for signatures of the chairs of participating faculty. Page 3 is devoted to the names, signatures, and roles on the project of participating faculty. Page 4 is required if question 1 under administrative and policy considerations is answered yes. Question 1 is, does this project contain a clinical research component with clinical procedures? There are 3 boxes on page 4 to indicate whether or not a clinical trial is part of the proposal and whether or not the sponsor is paying for all costs. Checking any of the boxes will require additional forms, a prospective reimbursement analysis, a PRA, the participant grid/billing plan, and total budget comparison worksheet. This is only if question 1 is answered yes. We will cover clinical research more thoroughly in the video on the University of Rochester proposal sign-off form for industry-sponsored clinical research studies. Thank you.